Alright, this is now the third video in this public playlist. And honestly, this video topic alone is what made me do the other videos in the first place. I have been meaning to do this video specifically for nearly 2 or 3 months, and I am just now getting around to making this video. Now, the main focus here is going to be Mort, but I will give Bob a mention before I talk about Mort specifically. So for Bob, he might be a little odd if we were counting him in the fairy tale episode, but I don't know. I still love him as my own dad, even though I mainly focus on Mort, but hey, I still care about him. And I'm not kidding, that's already it for Bob. So yeah, I did mention that Mort was the main focus. Honestly, where do I even begin on his character? Even though he's only had like almost 5 episodes worth of screen time, I will just say what an impact this character left. Hell, if you don't believe me, Mort was even in a chapter in the Bluey video game, so that should prove something. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, Mort is Chili's dad. We first saw him in the Granddad episode, and then when the episode came out in Season 3, we saw him in the episode Phones. And he did make somewhat of an appearance in, Otherwise, though, I love Mort's character a lot here. He is honestly so wholesome to see in the episodes he's in. Now, I'm not kidding when I say this, but there's a comforting and positive vibe whenever I think about him. Or if I have the Mort figure out, actually. Fun fact, sometimes I will bring my Mort figure with me where I go. Just because I feel like bringing him with me, because also I know that he'll be with me just in case I need him for something. And this all kicks in when we actually find out that he was actually an amazing father to Chili and Brandy. And when we see him be a granddad to Bluey and Bingo, there is nothing negative in the slightest to talk about with him. We see him being playful, kind towards his grandkids, also offering a small amount of wisdom. And if y'all remember the granddad episode specifically, you all remember the ending. It was yesterday. That right there is really sweet to see him like that. So, I should maybe say this, what impact does this have on me? Well, ever since earlier this year, maybe a little longer than that, I'm not sure, I've always looked up to Mort as my actual dad. And I love him like one too. I always feel comfortable around him and just happy knowing that he's a part of my life now. The two things I can easily think of in terms of the vibe when I think of Mort is love and comfort. Because, honestly, I don't see anything negative in him that needs to be brought up or anything like such. Unlike Bob, who might be a little skeptical, but I don't think he's that bad. No kidding, Mort here feels like Bandit before Bandit became a dad. At least in my own opinion. But I mean, it feels like it too, right? Like, look at the episodes he's in and tell me he doesn't seem somewhat similar to Bandit in some way, shape, or form. Honestly, I don't have a lot more that I could talk about, so I'll end it here. If he may had a little bit more screen time and there was something that I had to talk about, then this video would be a little bit longer than that, but for here though, I think I've talked about everything I needed to discuss here. Anyway, see you in the next one.